little bit, moving some personnel around, trying to jumpstart the bottom of the order. That is what they are looking for. So that necessitated some of the changes. But Matson has been a consistent force all season long. And right now, he is patiently awaiting a pitch in the strike zone as he's ahead of the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Last year, he was a role player, had opportunities to play second and third, and he actually contributed in the championship series against Kellenberg. As that one slides in for a strike on the inside corner. Leonetti and McGoldrick are also due up here in the first inning. 3-1 pitch is high and inside for ball 4. And Chaminade puts the leadoff runner aboard with a free base, giving an opportunity here for Vols. A right fielder. Tied for second on the team in league play with a .345 average. Led the team with 19 hits. Tied for first with 2 home runs. Native of East Williston, as the pitch is low and outside for a ball. Vols slugging .527 this season, as he has a runner to work with. And that pitch is sent into right field. Lining up underneath it to make the catch is S.J. Garneau, who pitched last Thursday in the loss to Kellenberg, and we've got one away here in the first inning. Leonetti, the second baseman, sophomore from Massapequa, tied for second on the team with a .345 average. Also tied for first with the man we just saw in the box of Vols with a pair of home runs. As the first pitch is hammered deep into the gap in left center field, and that is going to bounce up against the wall. So rounding third and heading home is Matson. In its second, standing up is Leonetti. It's an RBI double for the second baseman, who comes through with a 2-bagger, and Chaminade right out of the gate strikes first with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. As we see, he was aiming towards the gap and bounced that right off of the wall in left center field. And a nice job there by Maxwell to start the relay throw, but they were not going to get it home in time, as Matson got a great head start to score this game's first run. So Leonetti not taking any time to settle into this game, and that is going to be an out at third, as Leonetti, short-lived on the base paths, caught stealing. What had happened is Drew Waters couldn't locate the baseball, and I think that gave maybe Leonetti some extra confidence that he could head to third in time, and Waters regroup and wipes out the base runner. So nobody on now for McGoldrick, who swings and misses at the first pitch. Junior from Wantagh, batting .320 in league play with 16 hits and 9 RBI. Chaminade has played so many close games this season. Of their 10 conference losses, 9 were decided by 3 runs or less. And overall, they're 2-7 in games decided by 3 runs. Pat Kemp knows his team is capable of finishing games. And now they are hoping to flip the script with their season on the line, as it has been Heartbreak City. But they give Perea, their starting pitcher, some early run support, as that is going to sail out of the park here in Farmingdale. Noah Kim is on deck, the left fielder. The 2-2 pitch, low and inside. So we'll have a payoff coming. Leone trying to record the second out here in the top of the first. And the payoff pitch misses outside for ball 4. So that is the second batter that he has walked in this inning. He walked Matson, who came in to score on the RBI double from Leonetti. And now McGoldrick is on first with Noah Kim in the box. A .250 hitter this season, the senior from Old Bethpage, New York. 10 hits, 8 runs driven in. And the first pitch is lifted into the gap in right center field. And coming over to make the catch is Maxwell. But Chaminade puts a run on the board thanks to the RBI double by Leonetti. As the Flyers ahead as we step aside. But first, let's take another look at Leonetti's connection into the gap in left center field. Matson came in to score, and Chaminade ahead of Holy Trinity 1-0 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey, this is Doc Gooden, and you're watching Varsity Media.
At St. Francis Heart Center, we're not just regional heart experts. We share our greater success with the world. We don't just pioneer technology. We do it more than anywhere on Greater Long Island. And we don't just win awards. We deliver greater outcomes for people like you. As New York's only specialty designated cardiac center, we're not satisfied with just being good. This is Long Island. This is St. Francis Heart Center. And greater lives here.
Back here in Farmingdale, New York, a 1-0 game in favor of Chaminade as we look at the Holy Trinity starting lineup. Jaden Alvarez playing short will lead off, followed by Joey Maxwell out in center. S.J. Garneau in right field will hit third. The left fielder Jalen Josie cleaning up. Patanello, the third baseman, bats fifth, followed by first baseman Dom Longrandino. Christian Paveda is at second. He'll hit seventh. Drew Waters catching and will bat eighth. And Cole Polson, the designated hitter, rounding out the 9-man lineup. And on the hill for Chaminade is going to be their ace, Carlos Perea. 2.87 ERA with 45 strikeouts, 2 wins. He had the best whip in the Catholic League this season, 1.01. He's a fly ball pitcher, so he does rely on the depths of his outfielders, and that's going to be key with a bigger field that they're playing on here at Farmingdale. As his first pitch delivered for a strike against Alvarez. Perea is their guy, and they are going to ride him throughout this contest. Extremely efficient. He has never gone into triple-digit pitches this season. He's been in the 90s, and he's had outings where he'll throw 75 pitches over 6 frames. And he is going to mix in a little bit of everything as Alvarez sends this one into the gap in right center field, and that is going to drop in for a leadoff single for the Titans. So Holy Trinity leaning on one of its best bats to start this game and putting the tying run on base immediately with Joey Maxwell, the center fielder, in the box. Perea, we'll see him utilize all of his pitches. He's got a changeup, a curve, a cutter, fastball. He doesn't necessarily overwhelm you with velocity, but he's got great command and control, as we see there with him connecting with Emlyn Thomas. And Perea is heading to Queens College, but right now trying to keep his team alive in the playoffs. As the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Maxwell hit .255 in league play, 13 hits, a pair of home runs, and 11 RBI. As Perea misses back-to-back pitches to fall behind in the count. A nice luxury for him with his offense, giving him immediately a run to work with. But this is a Holy Trinity lineup that's got some power off the top as Thomas fires to second. And in safely at the bag is Alvarez. So now the tying run is in scoring position. Alvarez, 7 stolen bases in league play, so he is a threat to do damage. And now again takes a strong lead from second. The 3-1 pitch to Maxwell and a lofter right to second, which is caught, and then they double up Alvarez at second. Joey Leonetti, who drove in the lone run in this game, getting it done in the field for the double play. And you're going to see he was in position there to grab it, and then despite slipping, playing a game of catch with Matson at short to take care of Alvarez for the DP. So that'll go down as a 4-6 double play off the liner. And now Holy Trinity has no base runners to work with. Garneau, who pitched their last game, the loss to Kellingsburg, swings and misses to even the count, 1-1. Jalen Josie's on deck if Garneau could get aboard. The starting left fielder is Garneau, grounds one to short. Matson is there, off balance to throw to first, not in time. And Garneau's got an infield single. A great effort there by Matson, as you're going to see him go well deep into the hole. He was backing up his teammate Sweeney, and that throw was on the mark location-wise, but just a fraction of a second off as Garneau let his cleats do the heavy lifting. So Josie does get an at-bat. .298 hitter this season. Takes a strike on the inside corner. 17 hits, 4 home runs, 14 RBI in league play. Now, this is what I mean where there's some power off the top of the order. Although Josie is the cleanup, but he's protecting some guys that have proven they could go yard. Trying to keep this inning going with now Garneau leading off from first. And the 1-1 pitch is hammered into the gap in left center field. That'll be good for a base hit. Garneau is going to wisely hold up at second because Kim immediately pursued the baseball. But now, Holy Trinity threatening with runners at first and second and 2 outs. And Patinello, the third baseman, hitting 5th in the order with a base hit, could very well tie this game. He hit .298 in league play, and he watches one enter the strike zone to fall behind in the count. Alvarez led off with a base hit, stole second, and then Maxwell lined into a 4-6 double play before the infield single by Garneau. A lot of activity here in the bottom of the first. And Nello seeing if he can capitalize here in a big spot. His home plate umpire, Joe Marciano, looking over at the Holy Trinity dugout. Not sure if there was a warning issued of some sort in terms of maybe some of the chatter coming from that direction. First base is Jeremy Binks, and Brett Thompson is at third, and that's exactly what was issued. So Holy Trinity a little rowdy here, as that one is foul tipped. Can understand tensions high. Both teams have their seasons on the line. As the loser will be a spectator the rest of the way. The winner earns a trip to St. Anthony's tomorrow and a quick turnaround against a Friars team that you know is hungry to get back out on the field after they were upset by number 5 seed St. Dominic that lost earlier today to Kellenberg. So the bracket is fast moving. One team is in the championship series. That's the number 2 seed. This is a 3-6 matchup with Chaminade ahead 1-0. And Perea now with a 2-2 count with 2 on and 2 out as 2s scatter across the board. Dom Longardino is on deck. If Anello can come through and the 2-2 pitch misses, we'll have a payoff coming. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's skied high into the gap in left center field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. So 2 runs will come in as heading to third and sliding in safely is Pat Anello. A 2-run triple off the bat of the third baseman, hitting 5th in the lineup for the Titans. As Manapello just misread the ball, it sailed over his head, and he had to run and play catch-up, as that gave plenty of time for Garneau and Josie to come in to score, and they now move in front 2-1. So that is how quickly a game can change, and the higher seed now in control. And an 0-1 pitch here to Longardino. Misses inside. Christian Pivetta is on deck. As Longardino in no rush to swing. .333 hitter in league play. 14 connections, 3 long balls, 12 RBI. And he can add an extra layer of padding with Anello at third, as he sends one high into left field. Kim is there. He'll make a challenging catch despite losing his footing, and that is going to wrap up the first inning. An eventful first inning as Pat Anello comes through with a 2-run triple into center field over the head of Manapello. And Holy Trinity responds to Chaminade's 1 run in the top of the first. The Titans seize control 2-1 as we step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Long live the morning routine. Long live friendly competition. Long live cozy nights at home. And long live healthcare that works with your life. Access to great doctors, simple mobile app, convenient locations across Long Island? Absolutely. You have options, but at Catholic Health, we'd like to remind you to choose you first, because we did too. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Top of the second inning, Chaminade now in the trailing position, 2-1 with Nolan Fernandez, first baseman, leading off for the Flyers. And ground ball towards short, coming in and charging on the run and recording the out at first is Jaden Alvarez, who was a madman, losing his hat in the process. And you're going to see, met this ball with authority. And off balance, a great throw to Longardino for the first out of the frame.
Number 4, Emlyn Thomas.
Emlyn Thomas, starting catcher for Chaminade, batting 7th in the lineup. 286 hitter this season. 12 hits, drove in 10 runs. Pat Kemp, head coach, calls him most important player. Who's done a fantastic job behind the plate, and here doing damage with his bat as he lines one into right field for a one-out single. The second hit for the Flyers, and they now have the tying run on base.
Now batting center fielder, number 1, Matthew Manapella.
Matthew Manapella, the right fielder, check that, the center fielder, excuse me, hitting 8th in the lineup, who misread the Anello fly ball and now has a chance to make up for it in the box with a runner on first. Hit 200 this season. 4 hits, 4 RBI. In the first pitch, he grounds to Alvarez at short. He's going to step on second, fires to first, and it is a 6-3 double play to end the inning. Jaden Alvarez putting his stamp all over SUNY Farmingdale State as he secures the ball and then does the rest with Longardino on the other end. And it stays a 2-1 game in favor of the Titans right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Hi, I'm Katie Ledecky. As an Olympic athlete, you might think staying healthy is easy for me. Truth is, we all face challenges. Keeping the right mindset is how we achieve our best personal performance. At Catholic Health, the same focus on wellness and prevention that I follow every day is the way they think too. That's why I'm teaming up with Catholic Health to help make healthcare even more positive, proactive, and personal for every person across Long Island. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
Christian Paveda will lead off for Holy Trinity, the 3rd seed in the Catholic League playoffs here at the bottom of the second with his team up 2-1. Jaden Alvarez on the left side of the infield at short, putting on a show, recording 2 of the 3 outs in the last inning as Paveda pops this up and nearly runs right into Fernandez at first, who makes the grab for the out. Fernandez had to cut off Paveda's pathway in order to make the catch. The 8th hitter in the lineup, Drew Waters, catcher. 200 hitter this season with 8 hits, 2 home runs, drove in 10. So Holy Trinity has already surpassed its run total from its last game last Thursday against Kellenberg when it only settled for 1 run. They already put up 2 in the bottom of the first. As Patinello came through with a 2-run triple, with Manapello out in center field, not realizing it was going to sail over his head. Holy Trinity with 4 hits on the day thus far. 3 singles and the triple. As Waters fouls that one off. Cole Paulson, the designated hitter, is on deck, rounding out the 3 that are due up here in the frame. And Perea gets him looking on the inside corner for his first strikeout of the day. And that is the perfect example of the command of Perea, as he and Thomas were singing the same tune on that one. Paulson thinking about taking an attempt there. A 150 hitter in league play with 3 hits and 2 RBI. As the Titans trying to get the bottom of the order going. And a 2-0 pitch is lined into right field. Coming over to make the catch is Vols. And that is going to do it for the bottom of the second inning. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Carlos Perea. And it stays a 2-1 game in favor of Holy Trinity here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Long live the morning routine. Long live friendly competition. Long live cozy nights at home. And long live healthcare that works with your life. Access to great doctors, simple mobile app, convenient locations across Long Island? Absolutely. You have options, but at Catholic Health, we'd like to remind you to choose you first, because we did too. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
We move to the 3rd inning here in Farmingdale, New York. Thanks so much for spending part of your evening with us on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Game 1, it was Kellenberg, the number 2 seed, that held off St. Dominic 3-2 to advance to the championship series at Hofstra. That will get underway on Saturday, and we will have live coverage right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. They will now await the opposite side of the bracket, where St. Anthony's is the number 1 seed, and the Friars, who lost to St. Dominic, awaiting the winner of this game. The loser is ousted as their season is over. Chaminade with the bottom of the order here. The number 9 hitter, Nick Sweeney, their 3rd baseman, Matson and Vols due up. Sweeney, the junior from Elmont, hit 179 in league play with 5 hits, 3 runs batted in. He has been solid defensively, though, at 3rd, and also is a valuable pitcher, which is where he's made a name for himself. Last year, he was the ace of the JV team as he grounds that one foul. And they called him up for the playoffs and put him in during the 2nd round of the postseason as the Flyers advanced all the way to the championship series. And He plays 2 other sports. He's a wide receiver and a tight end in football. He's a power forward in basketball. As you can see, the length in the box, and he hammers one into the gap in left center field, and that is not going to be caught. A great effort by Josie, but it goes off of his glove, and in at second with a double is Nick Sweeney, the number 9 hitter, leading off the 3rd inning with a hard connection, and you're going to see Josie stepping on the gas, moving to his left, and just could not secure it. And as a result, Sweeney is in scoring position for the top of the order. Matson drew a walk to lead off this game. Matson was 2nd on the team in league play with 13 RBI, as Leone was thinking about throwing to 2nd, but Paveda was not close enough to the bag, and Sweeney will now press his luck again and take a comfortable lead. Waters initially bobbled it, but got back to it quick enough to prevent Sweeney from thinking about heading to 3rd. The 1-0 pitch fouled off. This has been the story of the Flyers season. Nail-biters, close games. A 1-run differential between both of these teams as they look to move back in front after scoring a run in the top of the 1st inning with Leonetti's RBI double. Well, Sweeney came through with a double as well. Waters' throw is secured by Alvarez before it would have sailed into center field. And how about Jaden Alvarez and the athleticism that he has displayed with his arm strength and his ability to back up throws like that? Leone watching Sweeney dance. The 2-1 pitch is a soft fly ball into right field. Garneau is there, and a bullet to Alvarez, who nearly got back on the bag quick enough to get Sweeney. And we know Garneau has a tremendous arm because he's a pitcher. So that is not a guy you want to run against. Bryce Vols flied out to Garneau in his first at-bat. He is starting to heat up at the tail end of the season, but gets fooled by the breaking ball there. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt for a ball. So trends are ending for both teams. I mentioned Holy Trinity struggled to score against Kellenberg. They've already surpassed their run total from that game. And then Chaminade was shut out by Holy Trinity last Wednesday, and they already put a run on the board. So perhaps a good omen for both teams. 1-1 pitch, sails deep down the right field line. This is going to curl foul and nearly caught there by Garneau, who went all the way into the corner of the fence. A valiant effort there, as that would have went down as perhaps the play of the season if he would have somehow secured that. But you see Garneau, who could cover a lot of real estate out in right field. And if you're Leon, you have to love the fact that guys like Josie and Garneau are giving it their all to support his cause, with Chaminade putting a lot of balls in play thus far. One-two pitch. And that is upstairs and inside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second and 1 out. Here in the top of the 3rd inning, in this elimination game between the number 3 seed and the 6 seed. And the 2-2 pitch, grounded deep into the hole, backhanded by Alvarez. And that is going to be a safe arrival at first, because Alvarez decided to try to maybe pick off Sweeney at second. So Vols comes through with an infield connection. As Alvarez with a really nice backhand, and he faked the throw to first because he realized there was no chance he was going to have an opportunity given how deep that ball went. So now runners at first and second for Leonetti. Last time he came through with an RBI double. Pat Kemp, the head coach of the Flyers, calls him one of the most confident players on the roster. And it started young. When he was 12 years old, he was on the Massapequa Little League team that advanced to Williamsport. So he knows what the big stage is all about well before he got to high school. And it is going to be a huge summer ahead for him on the recruiting trail for the sophomore. Who was an extremely dangerous hitter this season and has a chance to put his team back in front. And a favorable 3-0 count with McGoldrick on deck. Designated hitter drew a walk in his first at bat. And Leonetti, well disciplined, 4 straight balls to him. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out here in the 3rd, and we're going to have a meeting of the minds on the hill. Sweeney's at 3rd, Vols is at 2nd, Leonetti's at 1st. And the cleanup hitter, looking to do just that, will now enter the box. And a reminder, if you want to book a upcoming sportscast, you can contact Ben Turchin at 516-403-2050, Ben at varsitymedia.net. An opportunity to keep fans, family, and alumni connected as we are in the baseball and lacrosse postseason. And you can follow Varsity Media on our YouTube channel for past and future broadcasts, including Game 1 in the winner's bracket between Kellenberg and St. Dominic, as Pat Miles' team is back in the championship series for the 2nd straight year. Chaminade, the team that they solved a year ago, and right now the Flyers threatening with the bases loaded and 1 out against Jeremy Leon, who is looking to escape this jam, and he misses on the outside corner. Goldrick batted .320 this season. That'll even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. 9 RBI for the junior. And he could break things open with a big connection here. Slow roller towards third, a barehanded play, goes wide. One run already comes in to score. Another will follow. And now they're going to send a third. The throw to the plate is wide. 3 runs come in to score as McGoldrick ends up at third. The bases are cleared because of the throwing error. And as a result, it is Chaminade back in front, 4-2 here in the 3rd inning. So let's take another look. It was a slow roller to third, Anello with his bare hand, but the throw to first to Longardino off the mark. So that enabled Sweeney, Vols, and Leonetti to ultimately all come in to score as Leonetti slid in past Waters as that throw went wide. So a pair of mishaps clear the bases. And staying at third base is going to be McGoldrick. So 2 errors changing this game in favor of the lower seeded team. They scored 1 run in the first, now 3 here in the 3rd. Noah Kim in the box, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. 5 hits for Chaminade, 4 for Holy Trinity, but 2 errors separating both of these teams. As that one fouled off. Manapella earlier in the game, who misplayed the ball in center, never touched the baseball, so that does not result in an error, but you could say a mishap did open the door for Holy Trinity. 0-2 pitch is hit hard into the gap in left center field. Coming over is Maxwell. He'll make the catch. Tagging from third and coming in to score is McGoldrick. It's an RBI sac fly for Noah Kim, and Chaminade tacks on another, padding its lead 5-2 here in the 3rd. And let's take another look at the throwing error by Anello, wide of Longardino. Is that what ignited this rally here in the frame? And this was the sac fly that was hit deep enough off the bat of Kim that added the 4th run of the frame. Nolan Fernandez grounded out to short in his first at bat. Two-year starter who hit .246 this season with a team leading 11 RBI. As he lines one into center field, and yet another connection for the Flyers, who are spreading the wealth from top to bottom of the lineup and extending this inning to give an opportunity to Emlyn Thomas. He had a base hit in the 2nd. And we're gonna have another meeting on the hill. As they'll talk things over with Leon, or perhaps make a pitching change, and that is exactly what Dan Luisi is gonna do. So Jeremy Leon cannot get out of the 3rd inning. He goes 2 2/3. It's a 5-2 game. We'll step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
Well, I've been working with Varsity Media for, 14 years. When we have video needs, whether that be a game, whether that be a practice, whether it be social media, it's nice to know that somebody understands what we're looking for without asking for it.
We started working with Varsity Media back in 2021, and since then they've been an absolute game changer, putting our event on the map. Varsity Media couldn't be a better partner, and if you're looking to optimize your event, I couldn't recommend them anymore.
It's been great for us. You know, the kids really get excited when they know that Varsity Media is going to be here. Not just what's happening on the football field, but all the excitement that's around it. It really boosted the environment here, and everybody gets really excited for what's going on.
Varsity Media is reliable, professional, and their quality work is fantastic. It's like watching ESPN. The announcers are unreal, really do a great job of speaking to the coaches to get the knowledge of the players, the season, what's going on with the team. There is nothing better than Varsity Media doing a live broadcast.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Jeremy Leone lasted only 2 2/3, so Aiden Prashad will now take over the junior right-hander. Prashad with an ERA of 2.94. Opponents are hitting 200 off of him this season, 20 strikeouts, with 1 W on his resume. And he will come in here with a runner on and 2 outs in the third, with Nolan Fernandez's base hit chasing Leone. Emlyn Thomas will be the first batter that Prashad faces. Senior from Rockville Center. He did not play last season due to an arm injury. He's proven his toughness. He could have had Tommy John surgery, but he elected not to because Thomas is not going to be playing college ball. This is it for him. So he wanted to maximize as much of his high school career as possible, and that's why we're seeing him front and center here. 1 ball and 1 strike to the senior catcher. And first, Prashad watching Fernandez closely. Fernandez just 2 stolen bases on the season. One pitch, downstairs and outside. St. Anthony's watching this game closely to see who they will be hosting tomorrow. And the Friars, the #1 seed, issued 7 free passes in their loss last Thursday with Luke Coates on the mound. As that pitch sails high and inside for ball 4. So Prashad walks the first batter he faces. And now that puts 2 on with 2 out for Manapello. Manapello grounded in to a 6-3 double play in his first at bat in the second. Prashad having some trouble finding the strike zone. Manapello last season, they had him pegged as a defensive specialist to just come in late innings, but he worked so hard he wound up earning a starting outfield spot and has not given it up since. As that breaking ball delivered across the strike zone. Took full advantage of his opportunities. Unfortunately, missed 2 weeks this season due to a concussion. He ran into the wall but held onto the ball in a game against Poly Prep of Brooklyn. That was back on April 26th, so he's still trying to get his legs back underneath him, and maybe that played a role in the ball that sailed over his head. But Pat Kemp mentioned that Manapello is an X factor in this game because of the depths of the field here at Farmingdale State. And we have seen Holy Trinity's outfielders back up their ace as that ground ball goes right into the glove of Poveda, who records the out to end the inning, but not before Chaminade puts 4 on the board to seize control 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the third. As we first take another look, is that ball into the gap in left center. Sac fly that tagged on another run to make it 5-2 in favor of Chaminade on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off X 3 in a row now.
Bottom of the third inning here in Farmingdale, New York, as the Titans looking to get back into this game. It'll be the top of the order. Alvarez, Maxwell, and Garneau due up. Alvarez led off with a single in the first and stole a base, but he was doubled off at second with Maxwell lining into a 4-6 double play. And Perea, who we mentioned off the top of the broadcast, is their workhorse for Chaminade. Now he's got a 3-run cushion thanks to his offensive output in the top of the frame, and he gets Alvarez swinging for his second strikeout of the evening. Carlos Perea starting to gain some rhythm as he has recorded 5 consecutive outs, and that is the latest. He also got Waters looking in the second. And this is following that triple by Anello. Longardino flied out. He had a 1-2-3 second inning, and Alvarez swinging to start the third. That one gets away from him to Maxwell. Maxwell and Alvarez have provided a nice 1-2 punch at the top of the order. Both hit just over 250 in league play. But they combined for 24 hits, 6 home runs, and 28 RBI. And when you get that level of production, it opens up new horizons within the lineup. 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. And Perea is starting to line up the K's. His third back-to-back swinging and misses for Alvarez and Maxwell, as Maxwell just reached out well over the plate for that one. Garneau, an infield single in his first at bat, and he takes a strike. Can Perea make it back-to-back 1-2-3 frames? Well, he is well on his way. The 0-2 pitch, and it just misses. Thomas tried to frame it on the outside corner of the plate. And he gets him swinging. Alvarez, Maxwell, and Garneau all mistime their bats. And how about Perea showing emotion, heading back into the dugout, his second straight 1-2-3 inning, and he is bringing his A+ stuff to Farmingdale. to end the third inning with his team up 5-2 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights. But how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Carlos Perea struck out the side in the bottom of the third. The first three in the order: Alvarez, Maxwell, and Garneau. And now his teammates head back into the box with a chance to further pad the lead. Chaminade leading Holy Trinity 5-2 in this elimination game in the Catholic League postseason. Sweeney, who led off the third because Flyers batted around in the last frame, so just like he did in the last frame, he gets to do it all over again. He had a double. What does he do this time? He pops this one up into foul territory. Waters on the run and cannot track it down in time. So Sweeney will live to see another pitch. Looking to lift this batting average on the season that was just under 200. And this could be a huge turning point as Pat Kemp wanting to get more production out of the bottom of the order. Thomas hitting seventh, has a single and a walk, and Sweeney has a double. So 7 through 9 hitters have been active. Prashad's pitch off the mark to make it a 2-2 count. Aiden Prashad took over for Jeremy Leone in the last inning. Leone went 2 2/3. 2-2 pitch is popped up, and that is going to head into foul territory. So I mentioned Holy Trinity earlier in the broadcast, took 2 of 3 in the regular season from Chaminade and also beat them last Wednesday. But in this league, you can really throw out records when it comes to the playoffs, and Waters will secure it this time as he missed the sliding grab earlier in the at-bat and gets out number 1 off the pop-out from Sweeney.
Number 5, Jake Matson.
Matson flied out to right in the last inning. Prior to that, drew a walk. As we go to the top of the order here for Chaminade, Vols is on deck. And the 1-0 pitch sent out of the park into foul territory. Chaminade with 6 hits to help account for their 5 runs. Holy Trinity with 4 hits that aided their 2 runs. Prashad delivers his second strike, but 2 errors, both throwing, contributed to a 4-run third for the Flyers. Breaking ball misses outside. Now Dan Luisi is going to be leaning on Prashad to eat up some innings here. And this is some at bat by Matson, who has fouled off pitch after pitch. A ground ball to short. Alvarez off the hop is able to throw across the diamond for the out. And as we have 2 away. Prashad now, if he can take care of Vols, will have a 1-2-3 4th inning, as he hopes to keep his team within striking distance. All the close games that Chaminade was on the wrong end of this season, as this one is lined into the gap in right center field, and that is going to roll all the way to the wall. Vols steps on the gas and will slow down at second for a stand-up double. His second hit of the day, and now Chaminade has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, as they are not giving this Holy Trinity pitching staff any breathing room, and a good swing of the bat by Vols, who put it out of the reach of Garneau. And that gave Vols plenty of time to wind up at second base. For now, Leonetti, who has a runner in scoring position. He drew a walk in the 3rd, an RBI double in the 1st, but was then caught stealing after that. And right before Vols swung and connected for a base hit, I was attempting to make the point that in all the close affairs this season, sometimes it was the offense that stalled, the inability of the bullpen to close things out, but you're seeing some offensive production in the last 2 games from this Flyers lineup, which is exactly what they were hoping for and anticipated at the beginning of the season. They put up 7 runs in their win over St. John the Baptist, and now knocking on the door of 7 again. As Leonetti smokes one deep into the gap in left center field, and this ball is going to bounce up over the wall. It is going to be a ground rule double. Vols will come in to score back-to-back 2-baggers, and it is a 6-2 game as Chaminade continues to swing deep into all dimensions at SUNY Farmingdale State. And this is the latest. Put it right between Josie and Maxwell, and you're going to see it went off the warning track and over, and that's why Maxwell immediately put his hands up and said, hey, let's stop play and not move further. Swing and a miss by McGoldrick, who will attempt to add to this chain of doubles. Vols had 2 two-baggers in league play. And Leonetti had 1. Yet both finding success in a must-win game, and Prashad was thinking about throwing over to second base, but then had second thoughts. McGoldrick arrived safely because of an error at third in his last opportunity, and here he goes down swinging. So Prashad finishes off the inning with some heat. but Chaminade tacks on an insurance run with back-to-back doubles. Leonetti bringing home Vols. It is a 4-run lead for the Flyers as we head to the bottom of the 4th on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey, this is Doc Gooden, and you're watching Varsity Media.
At St. Francis Heart Center, we're not just regional heart experts. We share our greater success with the world. We don't just pioneer technology. We do it more than anywhere on Greater Long Island. And we don't just win awards. We deliver greater outcomes for people like you. As New York's only specialty designated cardiac center, we're not satisfied with just being good. This is Long Island. This is St. Francis Heart Center. And greater lives here.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
Moving along here in Farmingdale, New York, bottom of the 4th inning. Chaminade ahead of Holy Trinity 6-2. And Pereira's first pitch is hit into center field. And right there to make the catch is Manapella, as he takes care of Jalen Josie for out number 1. Patinello tripled and drove in a pair of runs in the first inning. But since then, Pereira has retired 8 consecutive batters. Longardino is on deck. All 4 hits for the Titans came in the first inning. Since then, it has been the Carlos Pereira show. And that nearly hit Anello, as Pereira has had great command. He struck out the side in the last inning. Alvarez, Maxwell, and Garneau. And now he's looking to fight his way back into the count here. Grounder back to the mound, and Pereira helping his own cause with a little glove work as he flips it over to first for out number 2. So that is now 9 straight up and down for Pereira. Longardino flied out to left in his first at-bat. That ended the first inning. A .333 hitter in league play with 14 connections, 3 home runs. Also drove in 12 runs. But he's got nobody to work with here with 2 outs in the 4th. And Pereira has been in cruise control, and this is no surprise for Pat Kemp. This is what he expects every time his right-hander takes the mound. 3-1 pitch, and that misses for ball 4. So a free base for Longardino to try to give Holy Trinity some life, and the first batter that gets on since Anello in the first with a triple. And that is the first walk issued by Perea. He has struck out 4 and walked 1. That'll bring up Poveda, the second baseman. He popped out to first, where Fernandez nearly collided with him. That was to lead off the second inning. Poveda hit .268 this season. 11 hits, 1 home run, 8 runs driven in. .1-0 pitch. Low and inside. Last season, Perea was the number 2 starter, and every time they put him out on the hill, they ultimately walked away with a W. That is how automatic and how confident they are in his abilities. As Poveda pops one up down the right field line, backing up and making the grab is Fernandez, and Perea works his magic yet again around the 2-out walk to wrap up the 4th inning as Chaminade leads Holy Trinity 6-2 here in Farmingdale on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Long live the morning routine. Long live friendly competition. Long live cozy nights at home. And long live healthcare that works with your life. Access to great doctors, simple mobile app, convenient locations across Long Island? Absolutely. You have options, but at Catholic Health, we'd like to remind you to choose you first, because we did too. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
Chaminade leading Holy Trinity 6-2. As we make our way to the 5th inning, the Flyers putting up 1 run in the first, 4 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Both of the Titans' runs came in the first inning as they responded immediately to what Chaminade presented. But since then, Carlos Perea has had the answer to every batter in the lineup. And now his teammates will aim to add some support with Kim, Fernandez, and Thomas due up here in the 5th. We'll see the 5th, 6th, and 7th hitters in the lineup. And Pat Anello is now taking over on the hill for Holy Trinity. The junior right-hander, who is the 3rd pitcher in this game, taking over for Aiden Prashad. So Anello was playing 3rd, and now taking over for him is Joel Munoz, the junior infielder. So some changes being made here by Dan Luisi. As Anello looking to keep this game close for his teammates, but that is not going to help the cause as that ball is hit and dropped by Josie out in left field. So in its second to start off the 5th inning is Kim, and they greet Anello rudely. As you're going to see, Kim sends one deep to left field, and Josie all of a sudden realized he had to back up a little and just went right off of his glove. And unfortunately, Holy Trinity has been plagued by some mishaps throughout this game. And that'll bring up Fernandez, who pops one up into foul territory. And a good effort there by Longardino to attempt to make the catch, but unable to slide in safely. Kim had an RBI sac fly in the 5th and flied out to center in the 1st. So he is on base for the first time. There's Anello outside on that pitch to Fernandez, who grounded out to short and then had a base hit in the 3rd. And the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Anello had an 8.08 ERA this season with a 1.62 whip. 6 strikeouts, 2 saves. As Fernandez pops one up again, and no chance for Longardino to make a play on this ball. Opponents hitting .294 off of Anello this season. As he looks back at Kim a few times in the 1-2 pitch, another swing and a miss. So Anello comes back and strikes out Fernandez to keep Kim at second and bring up the 7th hitter in the lineup. Is Anello winding up and telling Fernandez to sit down. Fernandez now 1 for 3 today. Thomas is 1 for 1 with a walk. He singled in the 2nd. That goes off the glove of Waters, so Kim is going to hustle to 3rd. As this has been a huge part of the storyline in this game for Holy Trinity. The gifts that they have handed out to the opposition. And more often than not, Chaminade has said thank you very much and has capitalized. The 2 errors comes to mind that led to the 4-run 3rd. We saw Josie drop a ball out in left in this inning. Some wild pitches, pass balls. Well, a little bit of everything, unfortunately, for the Titans. And it makes it very difficult to come back into a game, and you can see the frustration by Anello as he hits Thomas on the side. And that is going to be another free pass. And Manapella now is going to come up. He is 0 for 2. Grounded into a 6-3 double play in the 2nd and grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd, as we see Anello and the rest of the infield talking things over. They're trying to give him some support, with Waters now delivering the signs to the rest of the team. Runners on the corners. Kim is on 3rd. Thomas is on 1st. Manapello showing a bunt. Rolls it towards Anello and lays down the sac bunt to perfection, as that will bring home Kim, and it is 7-2 Chaminade as they continue to take full advantage of the opportunities indoors that Holy Trinity has opened. Nick Sweeney doubled in the third, popped out to Waters in the fourth. And here he is again in the fifth. Sweeney looking to infuse some life into his bat and help the bottom of the order. As this one skied high into shallow left field. Alvarez backs up, makes the catch, and that wraps up the top of the fifth inning. Chaminade adds another insurance run. They've scored at least one run in each of the last three frames. Off to the bottom of the fifth in Farmingdale on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Bottom of the fifth inning here in Farmingdale. Waters, Paulson, and at the top of the order, Alvarez due up. Carlos Perea has not given up a hit since the first inning. The only batter that has gotten on base, Longardino, with a walk in the last inning, as that ended a stretch of 9 consecutive outs for the right-hander. And he is not messing around, as Perea is mixing up his pitches and using the Holy Trinity lineup as his playground. The 1-2 pitch and a liner right to short, where Matson is in prime position to snag it. And let's take another look. Matson, just a little bit of a jump, and knew he didn't have to elevate too high to help out his pitcher. Paulson flied out to right in the second inning. Perea has not allowed a hit to the 6 through 9 hitters in the lineup for the Titans. The only one, again, to get on base was Longardino with the walk. Only the top 5 hitters have connected. The 1-2 pitch to Paulson, and he mistimes his swing. Carlos Perea getting stronger and stronger with each offering, as he now has 5 Ks on the evening. And here, he places it right across the plate. Struck out the side in the third. Blows one by Alvarez to get this party started here in the 5th. Waters went down looking in the 2nd. And he is one strike away from doing the same to Alvarez here. Alvarez was one of the first 5 Ks for Perea in the 3rd. Can he avoid the same fate here? No, he can't. Carlos Perea with another 1-2-3 frame. The man is on a mission as he walks off, knowing he's a few outs away from helping his team continue their season. It's worth another look because Perea gives himself his 6th K right past Alvarez to end the 5th on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Hi, I'm Katie Ledecky. As an Olympic athlete, you might think staying healthy is easy for me. Truth is, we all face challenges. Keeping the right mindset is how we achieve our best personal performance. At Catholic Health, the same focus on wellness and prevention that I follow every day is the way they think too. That's why I'm teaming up with Catholic Health to help make healthcare even more positive, proactive, and personal for every person across Long Island. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Moving along here in Farmingdale, New York, with Chaminade leading Holy Trinity 7-2 in this elimination game. The winner will visit St. Anthony's, the #1 seed, tomorrow. The loser has their season come to an abrupt end, and right now the Flyers have just continued to pad the lead. 4 runs in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and here we go to start off the 6th inning, as it is grounded foul off the bat of Matson. Top of the order, Vols and Leonetti also due up. Matson grounded out to short in his last at bat. And Anello back on the hill. He took over the last inning for Prashad, 3rd pitcher in the game for the Titans. Started off as the 3rd baseman, now moving to the mound. The 1-1 pitch to Matson is lifted into right field. Garneau comes over, makes the catch, 1 away. Vols doubled in his last at bat in the 4th. Infield single in the 3rd, flied out to right in the 1st. So he is 2 for 3 in the game. This Flyers team has been relentless. 9 hits to help account for the 7 runs. And they have capitalized off of several mistakes in the field by Holy Trinity. And when you are going up against a guy like Carlos Perea, you just cannot afford to have those pile up, because you know he is not going to give you much wiggle room to plate runs, and that is exactly how this game has played out. As Vols fouls one off to stay alive. He and Leonetti, who will follow, each had doubles in the fourth. Leonetti's was a ground rule double that drove home Vols. If Chaminade's bats can start to heat up and duplicate their last few performances, this could become a very dangerous team here within the month of May. Although they are going to have to collide with the #1 seed St. Anthony's if they hold on for the victory tonight. And that is going to be an angry St. Anthony's team that is still upset over their 2-run loss 6-4 to St. Dominic last Thursday. And a breaking ball by Anello crosses the plate for a K with 2 gone here in the 6th. That'll bring up Leonetti. Pair of doubles for him. As you see Anello and Waters connecting there. Leonetti has been on base 3 times. 2 hits and a walk. He takes a strike on the outside corner. So as it stands right now, Holy Trinity will have opportunities in the bottom of the 6th and the bottom of the 7th. Right now, just 3 combined runs in the last 2 games for them. As the 1-1 pitch is grounded up the middle. Alvarez coming over. The throw to first is going to be in time. A great play there by Longardino to secure it. It's a 1-2-3-6 for Anello. We head to the bottom of the frame with some defense on full display again by the shortstop for the Titans to keep it a 7-2 affair on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
Well, I've been working with Varsity Media for, 14 years. When we have video needs, whether that be a game, whether that be a practice, whether it be social media, it's nice to know that somebody understands what we're looking for without asking for it.
We started working with Varsity Media back in 2021, and since then they've been an absolute game changer, putting our event on the map. Varsity Media couldn't be a better partner, and if you're looking to optimize your event, I couldn't recommend them anymore.
It's been great for us. You know, the kids really get excited when they know that Varsity Media is going to be here. Not just what's happening on the football field, but all the excitement that's around it. It really boosted the environment here, and everybody gets really excited for what's going on.
Varsity Media is reliable, professional, and their quality work is fantastic. It's like watching ESPN. The announcers are unreal, really do a great job of speaking to the coaches to get the knowledge of the players, the season, what's going on with the team. There is nothing better than Varsity Media doing a live broadcast.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516.
Starting off the bottom of the 6th with Joey Maxwell in the box. Went down swinging in the 3rd. Garneau and Josie will follow as this ball is delivered into the trees in foul territory. Holy Trinity still looking for its first hit since the 1st inning. And that is not going to help as Perea blows one right by Maxwell. The last individual to get a hit is the current pitcher for the Titans, Pat Anello. Only a walk has presented their lone base runner, and a ground ball to 3rd. Perfectly fielded and thrown to 1st by Sweeney for out number 1.
Right fielder, number 4, Stephen Garneau.
Garneau also went down swinging like Maxwell in his last at bat in the 3rd. That was the 4th of 6 Ks for Perea. who is finding the strike zone with ease. In an efficient performance tonight. And the 0-1 pitch fouled back. A 1-2-3 second, a 1-2-3 third, a 1-2-3 fifth. Did he go all the way around? They're gonna say he did, and maybe a 1-2-3 sixth for Perea, who strikes out number 7 on the day, as Garneau could not hold back his swing. And it is now 6 consecutive outs for the right-hander. Josie in the box. He flied out to center in his last at-bat in the 4th. Prior to that, had a base hit in the 1st when Holy Trinity plated 2 runs. And Carlos Perea is dealing. Righty against righty, and Josie fouls one off. So he is down to his final strike here in the 6th. The 4th, 5th, and 6th batters are due up in the next inning for Chaminade, as that one bounces right in front of Thomas. It's 2s across the board. Deuce is wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs, and you can make it 3. Carlos Perea is putting on a pitching clinic. 8 strikeouts and counting, 7 consecutive outs, and Jalen Josie is his latest victim. As we move to the 7th frame, with a 7-2 Chaminade lead over Holy Trinity on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey, this is Doc Gooden, and you're watching Varsity Media.
At St. Francis Heart Center, we're not just regional heart experts. We share our greater success with the world. We don't just pioneer technology. We do it more than anywhere on Greater Long Island. And we don't just win awards. We deliver greater outcomes for people like you. As New York's only specialty designated cardiac center, we're not satisfied with just being good. This is Long Island. This is St. Francis Heart Center. And greater lives here.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age.
Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong,
and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Thanks to Carlos Perea's strong performance on the hill, his team is 3 outs away from advancing to face St. Anthony's tomorrow in the Friars' backyard. As we see Perea finishing off the 6th inning right past Josie. He has struck out 8. He's only issued 1 walk. He has not surrendered a hit since the 1st inning. Due up here in the top of the 7th for the Flyers, McGoldrick, Kim, and Fernandez. McGoldrick went down swinging in the 4th. Is Anello out for his 3rd straight inning. Five doubles in this game for Chaminade out of their 9 hits. Vols has 1. Leonetti has 2. Kim, he's got 1. And then Sweeney with 1 as well. McGoldrick searching for his first hit. He's been on base twice, though, a walk and an error. Facing a 2-2 count here. And the 2-2 pitch, a check swing. They're going to appeal to first, and they're going to say he did not go all the way around. A full count to the designated hitter for the Flyers. And the payoff pitch, a swing and a miss for McGoldrick. As Anello doing a nice job in relief since moving over from third. He has now kept this Chaminade lineup in check, as their last hit was Kim's leadoff double in the 5th. He has retired the last 6 batters he's faced and jumps out in front of Kim with a strike. Kim also coming through with a sac fly and driving in a run in the 3rd. He flied out to center in the 1st. His bat has been clicking the last few weeks, but he's not going to get a safe arrival here as Maxwell lines up to record out number 2. That'll bring up Fernandez. Went down swinging in the 5th. One of the most unselfish players on the team. As Pat Kemp says he'll do just about anything to help the team as he lines one into left, right into the glove of Jalen Josie. A 1-2-3 inning for Patanello as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for Holy Trinity, trailing by 5 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Bottom of the 7th we go here in Farmingdale. Holy Trinity trailing Chaminade 7-2 in this 3-6 matchup, an elimination game in the Catholic League playoffs. The winner will take on St. Anthony's at the Friars tomorrow. The loser sees their season come to an end. Can the Titans put on their rally caps, starting with the man on the mound, Patanello? Longardino and Paveda will follow. Anello grounded out to the pitcher in his last at bat. Got a 2-run triple in the 1st that accounted for the only runs for the Titans. Perea has recorded 7 straight outs, is not allowed a hit since the first. And the 0-2 pitch just misses outside. Thomas tried to frame it. And the 1-2 pitch grounded to third. Sweeney off the backhand. 8 consecutive outs for the right-hander, who has received the support of every single one of his infielders. We have seen Sweeney, we've seen Matson, Leonetti, and Fernandez all come through. Longardino drew a walk in the 4th. He is the last batter to get on base for Holy Trinity. And a swing and a miss puts him behind 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch is fouled off as he got a piece of it, but there to take care of business is Thomas with the throw to first. So Perea continuing to light up the board with Ks. Nine strikeouts for the right-hander. Holy Trinity down to its final out. Poveda has popped out to first twice in this game. Poveda brushed back with that pitch. Two balls, one strike to the Titans' second baseman. And he lines one right into the glove of Matson at short. Perea retires the final 10 batters of the game, 9 strikeouts in a complete game 4-hitter. Did not allow a hit since the first inning, and that man is smiling somewhere, I promise you, as his team is living to see another day. Tomorrow at St. Anthony's to keep their season afloat. It'll be the number 6 seed against the number 1 seed with a 7-2 victory over Holy Trinity here in Farmingdale. He quieted the Titans lineup after they took control 2-1 in the first inning and did not look back. The man that Pat Kemp said, we are going to ride, the man that they have a tremendous amount of faith in, glided to victory here in Farmingdale. As that is going to wrap up our coverage of a double dip here at SUNY Farmingdale State, with Kellenberg advancing to the championship series, and Chaminade will hope to join them eventually. Our executive producer, Ben Turch, and technical director, Chris Sweeney. Camera operator, Jeff Damo. I'm Lance Meadow, signing off from Farmingdale on the Varsity Media Sports Network.